because I'm very thankful for what I have. Even my problems, I'm very thankful for the problems I have. I think it's a blessing from God. And when they give you a problem, it's not a problem, it's a challenge to make you stronger. And I think then I just give the awe that everything is good. But even if things are going tough, don't complain about it. Just do it. Do what you have to do.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Expedition Business, where we talk to inspiring South African entrepreneurs about the highs and lows of their business journey and how on earth they manage to keep the flame of business adventure burning. Of course, facing your day with a smile is sometimes the toughest thing you have to do. But back to why we are here today. Jorge Calisto is the founder of Calisto's restaurant that started back in 1992. But apart from Calisto's, Jorge is also the owner of a couple of franchises. He has started the Sauce Kitchen, manufacturing the most amazing sauces, and he is also partner of Allegiance Properties. But what impressed me the most about Jorge is that he started his entrepreneurial journey back when he was only 12 years old. But before I ruin the surprise for you, let's listen to Jorge. How on earth do you get the energy to do all of this?
It's very easy. You just got to be thankful that you got a lot of passion.
Yeah.
And I think passion gives you drive. Mm-hmm. And I think you've got to always see the positive, and there's always light at the end of the tunnel.
Light at the end of a tunnel, it sounds like
no,
you've been through. I can't imagine you not being in the light all the time.
So when I say a light at the end of the tunnel, the thing is that everybody wants everything immediately, and people need to understand you've got to sacrifice, and you will never grow if there's no pressure. So the best growth you'll have, it's through tough times. So that is why there's always light at the end of the tunnel.
But it looks as if everything just comes naturally to you.
It's because I'm very thankful for what I have. Even my problems, I'm very thankful for the problems I have. I think it's a blessing from God. And when they give you a problem, it's not a problem, it's a challenge to make you stronger. And I think then I just give the awe that everything is good. But even if things are going tough, don't complain about it. Just do it. Do what you have to do.
Wow. Do I have it wrong that you started working when you were 12 years old?
Yes. So when I was 12 years old, I used to actually pack vegetables and fruit into boxes, take it to the people's cars or pack it into a trolley if they bought a trolley size, and I'd work on tips. And let me tell you, it was a very good schooling for me. While my friends were riding bicycles, going to the ice rings, I was pushing trolleys and saving money. And that obviously gave me a couple of years ahead, because obviously I started working for myself at a very, very young age. But it was because I saved every penny. But I will give the credit to my parents. My parents always taught us to save, and my parents always taught us not to work for a boss. We must not steal other people's jobs. We came onto this earth to create jobs.
Wow, wow.
So I do give the credit to my parents.
Wow. You obviously from a Portuguese background.
Correct.
Do you think that made a difference?
Look, I don't want to say it does, because in every community, if you take your South Africa, Portuguese, America, you'll get success and non-successful stories in all communities, in all races, in all genders. But what I do believe is that my parents, they were driven. They went through hard times. They lost everything in Mozambique in 1974. Yes. So we came to South Africa with nothing, and we had to start all over again. Or let me rather say my parents had to start all over again. But one thing my parents knew is working for a boss, it will always work for a boss. And it's better if you create jobs and help other people, and you'll benefit from helping others.
Wow, wow. It sounds so easy, but working for yourself is not easy.
No, it's not easy, but it is a state of mind. It's a frame of mind. You just need to get the mindset, and everything you see in life, don't see the negative, take it and see the positive behind it. So never feel the pain. Rather look at the rewards you're going to get.
And all the learning that you can do in between.
Correct. And if you fail, you haven't failed. You'll only fail if you give up. So just push through, carry on doing, and sometimes don't chase the money, chase the deal.
Okay. How would you see that?
So, in life, what has worked for me, I don't chase the money. Because I believe if you chase the money, it shows and you lose focus on the deal. But if you're chasing the deal, once the deal is concluded, the money will come. So I always tell, especially at Allegiance, I tell my agents, guys, don't chase the money. You need to chase the deal. Get the deal through, negotiate. If we have to negotiate, we negotiate. It must be a happy deal. It's happy for everybody.
Wow. Just quickly going back to where it all started, I believe you were born in Portugal and then came over to Southern Africa.
Correct. So we were born in Portugal. We were a family of 5 boys. Then from Portugal, we went to Mozambique. We lived in Beira. Then obviously after 1974, my parents came to South Africa. And it's actually interesting because I've got a Portuguese brother, I've got a Mozambican brother, and I've got a South African brother from the same parents.
Wow.
It was because my oldest brother and the one that was after me, we were all born in Portugal. Then in Mozambique, my parents obviously had another son.
Yes.
And then my baby brother was born in South Africa.
Oh, wow.
Well, so we're quite a bit of a mixed family, but it's all the same parents.
Definitely very, very interesting. But you have also immigrated back to Portugal.
Correct. So I've gone back to Portugal because of my daughter's studying. So my daughter, the oldest one, was 12. Yeah, she was 12, and the other one was 10. So we've been living there for 6 years. But when we say immigrated, they living there, they studying there, but I'm in and out of South Africa all the time. So I'm still extremely very South African.
So do you have business interests in Portugal as well? Or
Yes,
only
I do.
in South Africa?
So I've started 2 restaurants there, and I do a little bit of property there.
Okay. So how's the restaurant business, does it differ from Portugal to South Africa?
Look, it's a different concept to the ones we've got here. The culture is different, and so is the mentality of the people. So it did take me about 2 years to understand them, to see how it actually works. But now we fit it in, we're doing extremely well. We rated the best, for instance, in Braga, which is a Portuguese sandwich with a beer sauce.
Yes.
So we took the sauce, we played around, we created a nice, easy sauce that's not too rich, and we've been very successful.
Wow. And do you use your sauces that you manufacture here in Portugal? Or?
Funny enough, we don't. We don't, but so in Porto, I've got a sauce factory, but we make different types of sauces because it's a different palate. So although Portuguese, they took chilies all over the world, they even took chilies to India. But in Portugal, when you say peri-peri, they don't eat a chicken with peri-peri and a bit of chicken. They actually have a chicken, it's got a bit of peri-peri, you taste it. Very, very delicious, but it doesn't burn you. It doesn't give the burn like we have in South Africa.
Yes.
So we're more colonial Portuguese food in South Africa. And in Portugal, it's more tradition.
Okay. But coming back to your restaurant, you started that when you were 23, 24.
Correct. I started building the restaurant, I was 23. And I turned 24 in September, and I opened on the 15th of November. So I just turned 24.
And that was a highly successful restaurant.
Very. I just took off like wildfire.
Everyone spoke about Calisto's.
Yes, but I think it was the energy we had with the staff, and it was just good. It was excellent.
So why did you move to Gilview?
So what actually happened was our first restaurant was in Turffontein, next to the Turffontein fire station. Then we built a second building on top of the first building, and I think we did that in 94, 95. Then in 1999, we built a new restaurant at the back in the same complex. We moved, but then the area started changing. It was just the time. Then what we did, we moved to Gilview, and we built in 2010, a month before the World Cup. We moved into Gilview, and that's where we are still now. And it's been a blessing to us.
And that was smooth sailing all the way, no hiccups?
Look, we had a lot of hiccups as we moved because the staff, the kitchen had moved around, everything had changed. But you know what? We dealt with it. We every day we faced a new challenge. But after 3-4 months, we had everything running smooth and the boat was sailing again.
All the parking was sorted out.
Parking was sorted out.
Because there was a story.
There was a story. We're not going to go deep into it, but we had a lot of challenges. But the secret is every day we fixed and we basically boxed a new fight every day.
And you look like you're a master of fighting.
No, it was in business. You've got to fight. It's just a fight every day, and you've got to be smart about it, and you cannot let yourself get down on it. So you've got to take the problem, see the positive in it, and just make the right decision.
So do you never ever get down, that you feel,
Look, I think we're human, and all humans get down, but I always see the positive in a negative situation. You know, and a lot of people have came to me with all different, I've seen... So 2 weeks ago, a gentleman said to me, no, his girlfriend left him and he's broken. I said, no, she's just given you opportunity to go meet 10 new girlfriends. Why are you down? And he laughed and he moved on, and that's life. You can't see the negative. There's always a positive behind every negativity.
But it's difficult to always see it and always be on the bright side of life.
I do agree with you, but personally, I choose the positive side. Because you know what, if you're sulky on your own. And the truth is, my advice, no one likes a sulky.
No.
Sulky Sues, they've got no place in this world.
And people won't come to your restaurants.
No, if you're sulky Sue, and telling people your life problems. It's a blessing, man. Just think of it. Whatever problem you have, there's other people that have got more problems than you. Be thankful.
Speaking just of all the opportunities and all the developments that you've done, from your Gilview restaurant, you also started franchising.
Correct. So we started franchising, if I'm correct, it was 2010 or early 2011. I think we started negotiating in 2010 December. We started opening in 2011 January, February. We opened our first store. And we had a lot of challenges because the thing was to try to sell your idea, your concept to a franchisee and for them to see your vision. Because I believe that every store takes the personality of the owner. So we had a lot of challenges, but we've learned, because I was never in the franchise game, so I've had to learn, hit the head, you basically bump your head and you move on. Yes. And look, we've been a franchise now for 15 years. Since 2010, and we've been very successful. And now we're opening a branch in the UK. We should have been opened already, but then the UK, they rejected our visas for the staff to go train their staff.
Yes.
So at the moment, they're actually in South Africa training the chefs for the UK. Okay. We're opening in Leicester. And we're opening in Dubai very soon. They're just waiting to finish shop, and they'll come over and train as well. So I think it's been a success story.
And you've also opened the fast food chain, Signor Peri Peri.
Then we opened which was a lesson learned, we opened Signor Calistos, and we thought the public would understand. But then we had to rename it and relaunch it because there was a confusion, because the takeaways, obviously, there's no waiters, there's no service. Then some people would go to Facebook, say the service at Calisto was excellent. The next guy gets, I went there was no service. What store? And then we realized not even a Calisto, it was the Signor Calistos. So what we did, we called them the Signor Peri Peris. And there might be something exciting happening soon, which I'm not going to talk about today until the deal is done. But that's another brand of ours, the Signor Peri Peri.
Okay. And they're all using your sauces?
Correct. So we manufacture for all the sauces and spices for the Signor Peri Peris and for the Calistos restaurants. And we do make for other brands as well. That
yes.
I'm not going to mention them because obviously it's disclosure, but we do manufacture for other people.
Oh, very, very interesting. Sounds like with all the things that you do you ever get time to just relax?
Yeah, I make time to relax. I do enjoy family holidays.
Yes.
I love my weekends, especially when I'm at home with the wife and kids. We're quite an active family, so we do take time out.
If you say active, what type of?
Look, we like to go down to the beach. We like to take good walks. We like to go see new places. Look, I've got daughters, 3 daughters, so they love shopping. So that on its own is activity. I hate going to malls, but sometimes you do it because you have to. So,
why do you have to? To check on a credit card?
No, not at all. It's just to spend time with the kids and just to also go out and see what's going on. But the truth is, I hate shopping. And I hate them all.
Who likes shopping?
Women.
Oh, no.
Especially if they've got a credit card.
Probably. If you've got a credit card that somebody else pays off.
That's it.
That might make a difference.
No, I think women love shopping. If a woman is depressed, give her a shopping list or give her a credit card, let her go shopping. Depression is gone.
So what do you do to get rid of your depression?
So look, obviously I enjoy training. I train 6 times a week. It helps me. I train per hour and 20 minutes, not more than that. I enjoy eating healthy, but I love smoking a cigar. So I take 45 minutes to myself.
Yes.
I enjoy a good cigar. I enjoy sitting around a table, drinking, eating, smoking cigars.
So that's 45 minutes smoking the cigar?
Yeah, so 45 minutes. I normally sit, as you can see, this is my office. So I've got my humidor here, and so when I like to sit here on my own and smoke a cigar and just clear my mind, relax. I take 45 minutes out with my cigar, so it's good company. Then, but when I've got friends and that, we enjoy drinking, smoking cigars, eating, just having chit-chats, nothing too serious. And funny enough, one of the things for me to relax is actually work. I love working.
How on earth is that possible?
I think I just love working. So I don't know if it's an addiction, but if you really ask me, George, do you enjoy working? I love working. So I even love working on a weekend. On a Saturday, I love coming in here when we're doing production. I love it.
Yes.
And for me, it's very, very relaxing and therapeutical.
But you don't get busy with the production itself?
So I do, especially in the beginning, because all the sauces, I made them. So in the beginning, when I started Sauce Kitchen, I used to actually manufacture at night, myself and 1 staff member. And then we had a driver, myself and 1 staff member. Then we started employing staff. And then obviously the little factory we were in, we moved into a bigger factory. And then from that factory, we've had to come to this factory for space.
Okay.
So we've grown nicely since we started in 2015. And we've had a lot of growth, and there's a lot of room for us to grow. We're still quite small. But luckily, we've got a very good product and we've got a very good name out there.
I'm just thinking that there's so many peri-peri sauces on the market. Do you believe there's still space for growth?
There is, because we're Calistos.
Okay. And you, George. And George can do anything.
Nah, look, I do believe that. I believe with God's grace, I can do anything. I'm blessed. God loves me. But there is growth, but you've got to go out there and take it. It's not going to come to you. So so every day we try grow, we try get new clients every day. So I'm happy where we are, but I'm not going to sit and accept it. I am going to push forward.
Any retirement plans in the near future?
Yes, I do believe, I actually believe I'm going to retire at a very early age. And when I retire, I obviously want to go to the next world, and I think it'll be at 106.
Okay.
And I know that you're laughing and you think this guy is pushing numbers that aren't realistic.
Yes.
But I really do believe, I've really got an inner feeling I will see 106.
Okay, so what's your big plan to get there?
A day at a time.
Okay.
And never stop working.
And never stop working?
Never stop. The day you stop working,
yes,
you retire, you're gone. And if you stop working, you're going to age very quickly. So you need something to keep you young.
So what's your big plan in 10 years, 20 years from now to keep busy?
So look, that's a very good question. The truth is, I don't even know what I'm going to be doing tonight.
Okay. Okay.
Although I'm traveling to Portugal, but I don't know what I'm going to eat. I don't know where I'm going to go in the airport. I don't even know where I'm going to sit tonight. So you take it day for day, as the mood goes. So a lot of people ask me, George, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Look, in 5 years, and I'm going to be 63.
Okay.
That's the only thing I can tell you. In 10 years, I'll be 67. If you ask me where am I going to be. But you know what? I think, obviously, I'm going to grow. I don't want to go backwards. So I will be growing. And I'll take it a day as it comes. I cannot try to plan a 10-year thing. But I think that if you try to plan, you might mislead yourself because the economy is changing, trends change, palettes change, there's new foods coming in and out. So we've just got to go with the daily, as it happens, man. You know, you can't sit planning and wasting time planning on something that might not happen. Okay. Maybe God calls me in tomorrow and then I'm planning something for 10 years and I'm not here.
Okay, but in the meantime, you've got your son running the factory.
Correct.
Here.
So I've got my son working with me here, and then I've got a daughter as well that's dynamite, that she wants to run the family. She says she wants to run the family empire.
Okay.
And then my younger daughter as well is also a go-getter, but she's a very social person. She's just like the mother.
Okay.
Very social. She's driven, but she wants to take more of an easier life. But I do see my kids getting involved in the business. Okay. And I'd love to have my kids involved in the business with me. But will I ever take a step back? I might take 1 or 2 steps back, but I'll always be involved with them.
Smoking a cigar on the
Smoke
side.
a cigar and...
Just telling them what to do.
No. So if you call my son, he'll tell you. They need to make mistakes. And it's easier if they make mistakes while I'm around to correct them and guide them than if you tell them what to do and then one day you're not here and then they don't actually know how to make decisions. So I enjoy watching my kids make mistakes because making a mistake, it's not necessarily negative. It's actually very constructive.
Very, very, very good point.
Yeah.
So if you were 20 years old again, what would you do different?
I'd wear sunscreen every day.
Okay, you don't seem to have a problem.
No, but so if I was 20 again, I don't think I'd change anything. But I would definitely have worn sunscreen every day. And I don't think I'd have changed much. Because everything I've got today, every life experience is what's actually made me today. So if I had changed it when I was 20, maybe I wouldn't have been here today.
Okay.
And that's what it is.
But there doesn't seem to be anything wrong with your skin. Is that just good skincare?
It's just good skincare. That's one thing I've never looked after was my skin.
Okay. So have you started in the meantime?
No, but the dermatologist always says to me, I need to put sunscreen on my head. I don't get time for that.
Okay.
But if it was... No, actually, you know what I would have done if I was 20?
What?
I'd have had a hair transplant.
Okay,
Just
but you
to
can
shave
still
it.
have it.
No, but I don't want a hair transplant. I would have done a hair transplant just to experience it. Because I think I quite enjoy my bald look.
You've got this mafia look.
No,
going,
not at
especially
all.
with a cigar.
You see, that's where that perception is wrong. Because a cigar is actually a gentleman's thing. So in the olden days, cigars, they even used to put on white gloves to smoke a cigar. So it's more of a gentleman thing. Then what actually happened was people get intrigued by mafia and that, and then they want to look like mafias. But the truth is, that's not the case. You know, to me, I see mafias in a very different light and gangsterism in a different light.
Okay, so how do you see it?
So I just believe it's better to be a gentleman, run your business, and I do believe that there's a lot of people are intrigued by gangsterism, by mafia and all that. But the truth is, I don't think it's a very good life to live because you don't sleep at night, you've got a lot of pressures. So I think it can be a very exciting life maybe, but I think it's got a lot of negatives behind it.
And you don't want to be there?
No, it's not part of me, it's just...
You're not going to reach 106?
Yeah, you won't reach 106 being a mafioso. You know that you won't reach 106.
George, we call it for R&R special, your ways of rejuvenating and refocus and re-energize yourself. What would that be?
So I think for me to rejuvenate, I love my August holidays in Europe. And if I don't have an August holiday, it doesn't feel the same to me. So I like to have short breaks, quite a few breaks. To rejuvenate, I find training is definitely one of them. It keeps you young, keeps your mind very young, keeps you positive. And I think it's very important to have a pet in your house.
Okay.
I think it's very important to be surrounded with your kids and your family. And that is, I think, what rejuvenates me.
So what type of pet do you have?
So I've got a dog and I've got cats. No, so we've got the Maine Coon cat. So so I do believe that pets are very healthy to have at home.
Okay.
That's on a serious note.
I love it. When you say you train, what type of training do you do?
So I do intensive training. So it's not heavy weights. It's actually very lightweight. It's a lot of stretching, a lot of repetitions, and with very little rest in between. And then obviously 80% of your training is your diet.
That's true. Before we get to your diet, stretching sounds like yoga.
Oh no, no. Okay, so maybe I just do a little bit of stretching to start. Train light, high repetitions, and keeping your heart rate above 100.
And that you do 6 days a week?
6 days a week.
Without fail?
Sometimes you do fail because of business. So if there's a meeting or something I have to attend to, then obviously I'll skip gym. But I try and not fail.
Because it does have a negative effect.
Correct, yeah, because you don't want to take 2 steps forward and then 1 step back. So you've got to do it. It's got to be basically consistency.
And diet. What do you see as a healthy diet?
So I enjoy you've got to have a high protein diet. But I do take in my omegas and your oils, your natural oils.
Yes.
And carbs. So I have carbs every day. But I would say it's more of a high protein diet.
A gentleman's diet. Meat.
Meat, I enjoy meat. I'm a meat lover. So, but basically what I always say is you've got to eat clean and train dirty.
So how does that work?
So 80% is basically your food, because that's what you do every day, and but you're only training once. So when you train hard, you sweat, you give 100% for that hour and 15 minutes. And when you eat during the day, you've got to be conscious of what you're eating. So your alcohol, so I'll drink alcohol only every second weekend.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
I was under the impression if you run restaurants, you having drinks all the time.
So I've been through that phase. It was a phase in my life where you're drinking every day, you drink wine every day, you're eating good food, but I had to lose 22 kilos. So it is very good. So I still eat at restaurants, but I just choose what I eat.
And I suppose you only eat at your own restaurant.
So funny enough, 90% of the time I eat in my own restaurants. But it's funny enough, it's just my favorite food. Or maybe it's because the chefs prepare it the way I want it.
Okay. It would have been bad if you didn't like the food that you served.
No, I love the food we serve. Right? So, as you know, like as we've been saying, my kids live overseas. And every time I speak to them and they ask me where, if I tell them I'm at Calisto's, they say, Dad, we miss the Calisto's food.
Oh.
Yeah.
So do they ever come back here?
They do. They were here for December. They spent 2 weeks here. We went down to the Cape. So we do. They should be coming here this year again. So they've been coming here once a year.
Okay.
Because we've still got family and friends here, so we do travel up and down.
Okay. If you can give advice to any entrepreneur out there, I think especially people that want to go into the restaurant business, starting sauces, what would your advice be?
Look, my advice is to be an entrepreneur, you've got to invest to create jobs. And you should be working nothing less than 80 hours per day.
Okay.
And I know the next question, but there's only 24 hours in a day. So if you want to be an entrepreneur and you want to make money, you've got to have a minimum. The more staff you have. So I basically tell people I work about 3,200 hours to 4,000 hours per day. And it confuses people. But I say, if I've got 400 staff members working a minimum of 8 hours a day, I think that gives you, I think it's 3,200. So those are hours that I'm actually working.
Yes.
Because if you're going to work 8 hours a day, you're only getting an 8-hour period. So you've got to get people to help you push the hours.
And you obviously know how to manage them and put people in place to manage them.
So that is your toughest thing of starting a business is always your staff. But I think the secret is to get your staff to start to think like you, and for them to understand that to have a job, it's not a right, it's a privilege. But they need to look after that privilege. So I think that's very important.
Okay. Any other advice for the entrepreneurs out there?
You know what? Have fun. Don't be scared. Don't be scared of failure. Failure is only when you give up. As long as you're trying, because I mean, I've been in business for about 35 years, or actually longer, because I started selling oil paintings at the age of 14.
Yes.
And one thing, I've had a lot of failures in my life. So when people look at me and everything looks like it's sunshine and roses, it's not the truth. There's been a lot of hard times. There's been things that have failed, things that have closed, deals that I've lost a lot of money in. But the secret is don't worry about it. Just push on and don't give up. It's got to turn, but don't give up.
Yeah, I think that is the most difficult part, because most people would just give up.
Correct. But there is one thing I would say to a lot of people, that there's one book that you need to read.
And that is?
The Bible. If you read the Bible, it teaches you how to make love. It teaches you how to make money. It teaches you how to treat your staff. It teaches you how to make good decisions.
Yes.
It's a book that is not a storybook. If you really look into the Bible, it's a book that will teach you a lot about life. And if you can balance your life, you'll balance your business life as well.
Wow. That is profound. Very, very profound. And we often look to all sorts of motivational books, business books, and very seldom look back to the Bible.
You see, I think religion has killed the Bible. I think religion has made people, they will tell you, I think religion is a killer. But if you take the book with an open mind and don't let someone else read it to you, you read it in a way you understand it is, you're going to see. It's a lovely book. It's beautiful stories, and it teaches at once. See, religion says money is a sin and it's going to make you feel guilty for making money. But the actual truth, the Bible doesn't teach you that. Because if you look at everybody that was God's favorite people, they were very wealthy people. So if you look at King David, King Solomon, look at the guy that his son went out with the pigs, whatever. He was a very wealthy man. So being rich is not a sin. Being rich is a blessing. Being successful is a blessing. And then there's another saying, they say the rich will get richer and the poorer will get poorer. That is most probably one of the most accurate sayings you'll ever find, because they're not talking about the rich people with money. They're talking about rich people with mentality.
Yes.
So if you've got a rich mentality, you will get richer. But if you've got a poor mentality, you're going to punish yourself. You will get poorer. So it's not a money value system. It's actually a mentality value system.
Wow. I think that is a quote that we will use.
That's it. The rich will get richer and the poor will get poorer.
That is so true. And we often think there's all sorts of other reasons why the rich are rich.
Correct, because everybody believes that they were born rich. In actual fact, it's been proven that hard times make good men create good times, and good times create bad men. And I think the world is going through it now, where if you're born in a very rich family, so I think there's statistics done it, that by the third generation, they've lost everything.
Yes.
And I love a saying from Margaret Thatcher, where she said the best thing to start off is if you're poor with very good parents. And that, I'll never forget that saying of Margaret Thatcher. She said one of her blessings that she came from a poor family, but very good parents.
Thanks, guys, for listening to the story of Jorge Calisto and how he started his entrepreneurial journey and still faces his highs and lows on a daily basis. Remember to follow this podcast and share it with all your friends and family. We need your support to make Expedition Business grow.